Hopefully this is live. Yep, looks like it. Uh, Here we go. So we are going to solve Advent of code. I hear the voice is not clear. Uh, if it is not, then let me know. Right, that should be good. Advent of code. Oh, we are already 5 days behind. Uh, what did I do here? Shouldn't I have been doing this? Okay, that looks good. 5. I'm giving it a 5. Let's see what happens. How well that goes. We are already 5 days late. So secret entrance. Let's have good news and the bad news. Yeah, it's still crackling. Do I lower this voice? Do I lower this voice or is it fine? I think it's fine. The good news is that they have discovered project management. They have given them tools they need to provide their user Christmas emergency. For example, they know that the North Pole decorations need to be finished so that yada yada yada. Else, upon December 12th. Oh yeah, they only have now 12 programs instead of 25, I think. There was a post made somewhere around Hacker News. I think it was on Reddit, if I'm not wrong. Bad search term. Yeah, whatever, that doesn't matter. Here they've seen. Okay, back to the problem. Connect stars of one puzzle to others. Yeah, this is all generic stuff that we know. Based on password seems to be changed. The save as a dial with only one arrow on it. Around the dial are the numbers 0 through 99 in order. As you turn the dial, it makes a small click noise as it reaches each number. In the attached document, your puzzle input. Is it this one? Yeah, the attached document. Where was it? Oh yeah, contains a sequence of rotations, one per line. Okay, so these are sequence of rotations which tell you how to open the safe. Rotation starts with L or R, which indicate whether the rotation should be left or right. eh, Towards higher number, towards lower numbers. Okay, like um, if it's like this knob, then remote moving it left will go to the lower number, and making it right will make it to the higher number. That's what I think it means. Uh, then rotational distance value, which indicates how many clicks the dial should be rotated in that direction. So, wait, yeah. So L68. Okay, so these are the distance and the rotation direction. I think, yeah, it is the direction. So that pointing at 11, a rotation of R8 would cause the dial to point at 19. Um, Starts at 11, rotation of R8 towards our numbers. Okay, so R8 will add 8 to 11, making it 19. That makes sense. After that, a rotation of L19 would cause it to point at 0. We got L19. So if R8 starting was 11, then it became at 19. Then after that, a rotation of L19 would cause it to point at 0. Yeah, because it's in uh, the lower numbers, then it will we first rotate it uh, right from the 8, and here we move 19. So here we are already at 11, so it will move on to 0. I don't know if it makes sense, but yeah, it makes sense. Because the dial is a circle, turning the dial left from 0 once it makes it 0.99. Oh, that is tricky. So 0 to 99, 100 numbers. Similarly, turning the dial right from 99, one click makes it at point 0. Yeah, that is what it means. So the dial pointing at 5, rotation of L10 would cause it 95. Yeah. After that, the rotation of R5 would cause it to point at 0. L10, R5. Yeah, that also makes sense. The dial starts at pointing at 50. You could follow instructions, but your required official not will thought you had to save initially your decoy. What is a decoy? You mislead someone into danger. Rails are pretty decoy. The actual password is the number of times the dial is left pointing at 0 after a rotation in the sequence. Okay, so after this, how many times it reached 0, I suppose. 3, okay. So let's start here. The dial starts by rotating 50. Okay, so for our puzzle, it's starts at 50, likewise it started 5 and 11. So it starts at 50. The dial is rotated L68, yeah, to point at 82. Wait, how? So it is 50. It is 68. Uh, so 50 will uh, point at 0. L50 will make it at point 0. So 100 minus 80, that is like the left out. So 68 minus 50, that is 80. That is 82. So this is how it is. Okay. Then L30. So from 82 we move 30 in the left direction. So it is lower number. So it will be 52. Yeah, that is 52. Then we have R48. So we add 48 to this. It is 100. I mean, it is 0, but I think we need to mod by 100, right? Because we cannot overshoot the values from, we won't overshoot the values beyond, like, before 0, but after 99 it will overshoot 100 and so on. So we need to mod by 100. So that is 100, which means it is 0. Then we have L5. Okay, we need to subtract 5. We actually need to subtract from 100. This is a little tricky. So I got the gist of what we want here, but how do we come up with this formula? I think we need a formula here, right? So I think I should not start with the code right away. I'll write down some things. So we have an initial number 50, and what we want is, so we will be having two parts here, the direction and the distance. So with these two things, we need to make sense and rotate the dials. Okay, so let's look at the simpler example of L68. L68. So we for sure know that L is negative, R is positive. I mean, moving in positive and negative directions. So if it is L68, we can move 50. Uh, we need to subtract something from it, right? We need to subtract 68. No? So if we do this, it will be minus 18. We don't want that. We do something like this. We need to add, so this will be 18, or rather, wait, what is the use of direction then? Should it be 50 minus? If it is that the case, then 18, right? It will still be 18. It will be 0. It will be 18. But that is wrong. So, uh, should be 82, right? Yeah. How can I bring the number to 80? 82 minus 30. No, sorry. 68 minus 50. So it is 100 minus that. 500. This will come out to be 32. And that is the answer. Hmm. Let's check the other value. Now, the second iteration we have L30. So L30. So we moved from 50 to 82. So then it will be 82 plus, let's try if that works. 30 mods 100. That will be what? 82 plus. Oh wait. Uh, is it the whole mod or is it just that mod? It will overshoot that value. I think it is this whole thing mod in that. 82 plus 70, right? Mod 100. That will be uh, 152 mod 100, which will be 52, right? Oh yeah, that is what it is. So if we move ahead, what is it? R48, it's actually copying this values. So we move to 52. We now 52 plus 100 minus 48. That will be 52. That needs to be mod by 100. So here we have 52 plus 52 mod by 100. So this will bring out to be 104 mod 100, which is 4, right? Uh, did I do something wrong? R48 points at 0. And minus 48 is 52, right? Oh wait, this was plus. Oops. This will be 148. That will not be 105, it will be 200, and that will be 0. Okay. So yeah, that is where we add and subtract the values. Okay. Then after 48, we have L5. This should be, see what it will be, 0 plus. Okay, this is a little tricky. So minus, because it is L, minus 5, and then the whole mod 100. This will be uh, 95 mod 100, which will be 95 itself, I think. Yeah, so that is, I think we should stop here. I mean, doing this by hand. Okay, that looks good to me. Yeah, let's start with the code. This time I'm not even using what was that called? Um, coding. Not even using that. I've been not coding for a while, but getting used to Golang as well. So we'll take in the samples. I think I need to do something different this year. Sample. Alright, let's make it here itself. Sample dot text, and I wanted to do it the right way. So we'll write from um, this will be a package common from uh, read line, which will take in the file path and the string and return a list of strings. And then what? Uh, Python brain very bad. Uh, let's try. I don't know anything now. Read file. What does it take? It takes a name, so file path. Error declaration not used. If error is not equal to null, uh, panic. We need, this is the file data. This will be uh, f data, and what we now need to do is convert that uh, string or list of bytes into list of strings separated by new line characters. I think we can do a little smarter here. Separator, maybe not a string, but never mind. What we'll do is we'll create lines. This will be strings dot split. So they take in the string, they take the f data and the separator. Uh, what happened? Will return lines. Perfect. Need to move the last line, I think. Or we can do that. Yeah. Now I also need to have tests. How do I test? There was this book, uh, testing other this. Oh, and zero line sometimes. There was this package, uh, type go. So this, I think I've opened it somewhere, but kind of lost. Was yeah, learn COVID tests. So write the tests first. So there should be some convention, right? Hello, how to test? You define a function called test with the name of the function, and there should be underscore test. Oh, test. Okay, that should be here. Test main.go. Sorry, main test.go. So this will be package main. We don't want it to have package main. We can get day 01 because it cannot be a main package. And then function main. Oh, but that won't run. Yeah, I think let's keep it main. It's fine, I think. I don't know what other way we can do it. So here we need to have function test part 1 t start testing dot t. Why is it not? So here we need to call that function. So it will be, yeah, let's call it day 01 itself. And this will, there'll be a function called part 1. I don't think we can take in parameters. So let's see what we need to return. We need to return integers. So let's call it int. Now let's return 0. We can do that kind of stuff later on. Yeah, let's pass the data which will be list of string. Let's not call data list of string. Let's parse that and provide it there. So type, what is this? Uh, Rotations. Struct will be the direction, which will be a string, and the distance, which will be an integer. So once that is done, we call it func parse lines. We'll take in the data, which will be the list of strings, and return a list of rotations. Right. So for line in line, sorry, line. So this will give us list of bytes. Line will be a oh sorry, will be a string. Okay. So we can simply create a struct called result. Sorry, rotation. This will be the first part, and distance str will be that, and we need the actual distance, so distance and error. This will be strconf.atoi, yeah, which is what is atoi? Text to integer or alphabets to integer. This will be distance str. If it's not able to convert into integer, well, if it is not equal to nil, then panic. What else you can do? And the distance will be distance. Rotations declare not used. That is fine. This will be the rotation, and we'll return rotation. Uh, This will give us rotation by parsing the lines with the data that we have given it. And instead of printing the data, we'll pass rotations. We'll take in the rotations, which will be a list of rotations. Okay, we cannot run that. How to run? Oh yeah, go build. Huh? I see. Let's set to got. That is what actually return. So it will be uh, part one. I got how to make import that. That will be tricky one. So this is in test part one. Want is I think three. Yeah. Then if got is not equal to want, let's see if we can run this. Go test. Undefined comments. Okay, let's import it like this. And oh, sorry, that was a digit and not in string. So code 0, 1, 3. If we return 3, it will pass. Yeah. Now that is actual part, which is part 1, which we have written it right here. So the initial, uh, what was 50. So initial dial is at 50. Then for rotation in range rotations, let's keep iPhone on. I don't think we will might need it. I'm not sure. So if we have the rotation, direction, and distance, we need new sequence, which will be initial del plus if rotation dot direction is equals to L, then the direction will be -1, else there is no other condition, but direction is R, direction will be 1, direction is 1, so what we'll do here is direction, uh, we need 200 minus direct, sorry, 100 plus direction times the distance, so this will give that value. We need to mod by 100, and we also need previous dial, which will be set to 50, oh sorry, initial dial, and then we can update the previous dial, which will be then the new sequence. So we don't need I. We'll return, sorry, if the new sequence is 0, the count will be incremented by 1. Count is 1, sorry, 0, and then return the count. That passes. Let's quickly test if it fails. Yeah, so that is working. So logic is right. We just need to now get the actual input. Uh, to get your puzzle built. Oh my god. You can simply change it here, which will be input dot text, and this is 1102. How do we test that? Okay, let's have it for a moment. You're sure that's the right answer. So sure that's the right password, but the door won't open. You know that number of times any click causes the dial to point zero. That's what we did, right? Regardless of whether it happens during a rotation or at the end of one. Dial is rotated L68 to point at 82. Oh, during this rotation it points at 0 once. Okay, this is where it's coming from. So once we start from 50, we have L68. So we rotate the first 50, we arrive at 0. Then the remaining 18, we are at 82. So we also need to count this 0 instead of just this one, which is at the end of each rotation. Okay, how do we do that? So first of all, I just clean this up. Just part 1 sample. So here instead of 3, now we have 6. So we'll simply call this part 2, and let's write the functions. We don't need the main function now. We'll simply don't need to refactor anything. I just need to have part 2 here with the same signature, rotation, and return an integer. The only difference is that think in the formula. Let's copy this entire thing. Initial will be still that rotations, but here we don't need to. Not only need to mod by 100. I think we need to go to the blackboard first. So here, how do we break? We can't just loop all of them. That could be very bad for numbers. There are thousands of distance and there are three-digit numbers, so we cannot loop through all of them for each of the turns. We need to do something here. So I think this is zero. So it will only happen if the if so this is 168. So dividing 100 won't work because this will subtract. Okay, we'll do this 68, 50. So if uh, the not 50 but the previous sequence is so here 50 is less than 68. The second digit have it for L30 it find it. Yeah, here it didn't get that. So 82 plus 70. Sorry, 82 uh, and 30. So it is greater. So it is greater than 30. For the third case, I think it will overshoot our 48. Yeah, it is zeros. So 52.48, that is the same zero, but it is still greater than 48. So that is still kept there. Then we have 0 and 5. 0 is less than 5. That's where we hit that, right? No. This will be if L. Okay, only if it is 0. Okay, let's check one more condition. R60. So L5, we stopped at L5. That was R60. So R60. We are moving at 95 plus 100 minus, sorry, 100 plus 60. Then we will move it by 100. And then this will turn out to be 95 plus 160. mod 100. That will come out 165, I believe. No, it will be 59615, right? Mod 100. That will be. So, what I was trying to say is 95. So, we add 5 to 95, it will hit 0, and then we are left with 50. Sorry, we are left with 55. So, yeah, during rotation, 0 is hit once. So, 95 is greater than 50. No, that is not the condition. That was a wrong hypothesis. It's proven wrong. So, that is something different we should be using here. I am thinking of dividing, but which exact number we want to divide? So, if we see L68, and if you look at L60, R60, you can see that 50 and 68. If the addition is more than 100, then we divide by, or we divide by 100 with the addition of these two numbers and get that uh, the what we call quotient. Yeah, not the remainder, but the quotient after dividing that number. So here in this case, let's not. So if we do 50 plus 60, that will be 118, correct? Not sure. 80 plus 30 is 110. Oh, that is not right. 30. How to do this? So if we divide by 100, but it won't give me that number. What could be the reason? Hmm, thinking hard. How do we solve it? So Dial starts at 50, 68 at 182, and decimal points at 0 ones. Okay, so if we read 68 and 82, right? So 68 and 82. So, so your mic fell off. Hello, I hope I'm audible. So 82 and 68. So if we see that numbers 68 moving to 82 from 68 in the left direction will give us 0, right? Because why? Because why? That's a tricky one. 82, 52. Hmm. So not seeing how this would be done like in a better way. We need to do something here. So what if instead of doing this uh, this way, we can sort of do this kind of way, like for the distance, uh, we'll add 50, so 50 initially, then add the previous selection. We not do the 100 minus because this is what is causing that, right? So what if we change that 100 minus 68? Why are we doing 100 minus? Because we want the final one. And if we don't do that, we will overshoot the value and we won't get, we will only get it for the first dial or the first time when it reaches 0. So instead of doing 100 minus 68, we can do 100 minus 68 divided by 100. No, that won't work. This is a tricky one. So if we see left rotation, right, 50 minus, so we can like, do this, I think. It's not that complicated, I'm making it. So if we do this is the step 6, so 68. These are the lessons that we need to cover. So if we see here, 68, if we divide it by 100, it will give us 0, right? And then we also need the remainder of it, which will be uh, 68 mod 100, it will be again 68. So if we do the math, that is for the left direction, we know that 68 overshoots 50 when we move to the left. So if we know that we are crossing it, then the position becomes 0, right? So the current position is 50. If 50 uh, add 68, this will be greater than 100. We have crossed 0. I'm not sure about this. Let's check it for uh, for this one. So here we again do 30 divided by 100 and 30 more 100. This will give us 30 and this, sorry, this will give us 30. This will give us 0. Do the same thing. 50 plus 30 won't give us, is not greater than 100. Hence we not cross that. Here, sorry, 48 mod 100 will be again 0. 48 mod 100 will be 48. So here 52 plus, uh, sorry, 48 plus 52 will be 100. So it is not greater than 100, hence we are not cross 0. L5, here we are at 52, so we are at 0. We won't cross here, right? So 5 mod 100 is 0. 5 mod 100, sorry, 5 divided by 100 is 0. 5 mod 100 is 5. 0 plus 5 is not greater than 100. And the last check we are doing here is 60 uh, mod 100 will be 0. Sorry, 60 divided by 100 is 0. 60 mod 100 will be 60. 95 was the previous position plus 60 will be greater than 100, hence we have crossed 0. The number of, okay, cross 0, right? This will be based on that position, right? So yeah, that will be crossing 0 here. So I think we only crossed it at this one and this one. Okay, let's test the last one as well, which was, oops, never mind, L82. So here we need to do the math first. What was the previous position? 14. Let's do that later on, but first we need to do 82 mod 100, which will be 0 again. 82 for 82 divided by 100 will be 0. This will be 82. 82 plus 14 will be, oh, did I do something wrong? 82 and 32. What? Wait, let's do this first. 100 minus 82 mod 100. This will be 14 plus 18 mod 100. This is 32 mod 100, which will be 32. So 32 is so L82 moving from 14. So we have crossed 0 once, but here we cannot see that. It's not greater than 100. Was it all wrong? Hypothesis proven wrong. Would it hold true for this one? Let's check for left. Cross, we need to cross 0, so 50. Sorry, this should not be happening, right? It should be less than 0 because we are moving left. So chances of we hitting 0 are less. Sorry, 100 are less. So we will be going before 0, not after 0. So 50 minus 68 is minus 18. So we have hit 0. And here 50 minus 30 is not less than 0. This won't change. Well, it is right. It is right, not R and GHT. Here 0 minus 5. Wait, is it 5 minus 0 or 0 minus position 150? Why are we doing 50 minus 50? Position of 50 should be 82 minus 30. It will still not be less than 0. So here it will be 0 minus 0 minus y. Let's check it here. It will be 14 minus 82 will be less than 0. What did I doing wrong here? So for sure we need to subtract previous position from the uh, this one, right? Or this one. Subtracted 68 here. Subtracted 30 here. Subtracted 50. Sorry. Subtract. We should subtract 0 minus 5. Does this count here? R60, L68, and this one. But here, maybe here we are doing something wrong in the R positions. So R positions should be greater than that, right? For the right, we should. Okay, it can be equal to if it's counting here. If we are not counting 0, then this will be 100, right? We have not counted it here. We are counting it here. Okay, I think that is the solution here. Maybe that's it. So we don't sort of need this. Let's see how we can do this. So what we'll do here is first compute. So we have two pieces, right? This ones, these two ones, which are reminders and the questions. Let's call it reminder, which will be uh, rotation distance more more 100. So what we'll do here is if it is left, we would subtract the current position, which is new sequence, minus the, sorry, not the sequence, the previous dial, minus rotation dot distance, mod 100. Let's call it here. Remainder will be rotation distance, mod 100 will be now remainder. So this is the condition where we check if it is greater than 0. So if previous dial minus remainder is less than 0, then we count plus plus, right? On this, so I don't think we need this. Maybe we need this, but let's see. So if we are at left, we need to uh, update the previous dial, which will be set from uh, 50. So it will be previous dial minus. We'll subtract from the remainder itself, right? Or 100 minus remainder. Yeah, it will be 100 minus remainder because quickly we want to get that number. Okay, once we have that, we go to the right direction, which is checking for the previous dial plus remainder is not overshooting 100. Yeah, that's the case, then increment it and then update the previous dial. This will be a little tricky because we need to we can't just take that value here into a remainder and then mod by 100 or no, maybe here we can move these things direction. What happens? Oh, we don't need this. Got 716 off by 1. Hmm. Why are we off by 1? So if we miss by 1 stations mod 100 due to this. So we also need to do this here. Okay, we have got 6 to 216. Let's see. 2 2 1 6. Oh, that is the low answer. This will be a tricky one. First day, part 2. Got us. because it is 0. That can be right. Uh, that is fine, I think. If this is fine, then it could be going wrong here. One six five three. Still no. Okay, and below now. Oh yeah, it was too low. What am I missing here? We have for left. We check if the remainder value is greater than plus that, and we count plus plus. Increment the count, that is we have encountered 0, and we increment or change the current dial where it will be set. And for right, we do the same thing. If it is greater than 100 or it should 99. No, I think we need to do this as well because the distance is not actually just 100, so it could be that as well. Let's check 6195 955995 is too high. That might be no. This is correct, right? Rotation distance divided by 100. This will be more 100. Divide by this. Divide by that. Partial previous. Let's first shouldn't this be the same like a new dial or mm, this will be previous dial minus the remainder typing it correctly, right? Plus 100 mod fell off by one. Hmm. Everything's working. Let's remove that because I don't think that was quite what we desired. But if the remainder is 0, need to continue, not const continue. Because this we saw here. Uh, sorry, not here. Yeah, here. We should continue because this will be counted in the next one. If it is L, that is it's moving left. We check if the player style is less than the remainder. Increment the counter, and we do this thing. I think this is correct. That is how we get the number right. Anyways, uh, then I don't think we need to do this. Simply set the previous style here, and then this as well. So previous style will be. Let's not do this thing here again. If the let's call this new dial, undo everything. If the new dial, the next dial uh, is less than the previous dial, right? That is what we are comparing here. More or less, that was the same thing. Or the next dial is 0. We increment the counter, and previous dial will be the next dial here. This should hopefully work. 2216. Think we need to do this. Let's do it at the single place here. If it's a play style, the actual distance, that is rotation distance, mod 100. This whole thing is divided by mod by 100, then nothing we would do that. Right? This will be distance mod 100 plus 100 and then divided by 100 if I am correct. 6195. Here as well into mod 100.